All right. Hello and welcome to week 2 of Two Guns Pick-6 Party. I'm Brooke Cromer, joined by my guy, Two Gun. How are you doing today? Are you ready for another shot at DraftKings Pick-6 contest?
So the good news, Brooke, is I got nowhere to go but up in terms of the main slate this week compared to last week. I got killed at salary cap DFS. I got killed at Pick-6. Now, I didn't do as much Pick-6 last week as I'm doing this week. And I did well at Pick-6 on like the Monday and Thursday games or whatever. But I lost at the salary cap DFS. So like I feel like this is my only shot, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe I gotta change my street name from Two Gun to Two Gun Pick-6 or something like that. I don't know. I gotta do
I
something so
love
I'm
it.
sure the DFS gods are happy with me, won't they?
We're going to bring it back this week. You'll get on track. What lessons did you learn so far from week 1, from failures and wins?
Yeah, so that's the key. When you're old like me, if you don't learn a lesson, then it's not good. You have to learn your lessons when you're old. You know what I'm saying? But there's some with Pick-6. It's interesting because it's very different the one game versus when you have all these games to choose from. So when there's one game, it's a lot about making your lineup different for that game. I was talking to Alex about it on Thursday. We kept saying Pick-6 is about correlation and payout. And payout is about, well, if everyone else gets the wrong picks. With these main slate, there's so many picks to choose from. Like when on Monday night, like everybody had Debo over. So if Debo went under by a yard, that changed the payout so much and it helped me. But now it's like you don't really know what everyone else is on. So it's not, obviously the payout still matters. You still want everyone else to be wrong, but it's way more focused on correlation. And the thing is, when there's so many options, it's so easy to correlate your lineup effectively. And you got to make sure your Pick-6 picks are all correlated one way or another. Otherwise, you're kind of I don't want to say the dumb money. Like let other people make mistakes on their own. Don't think about what mistakes they're going to make because this game is so new that people are going to be making correlation mistakes. So the key with this main slate is to have like your lineup should tell one or two stories and that's it. Like they should all be correlated because even if you like one pick a lot on its own, it can kill your Pick-6. Like with your Bills game, and I'm sure you're very happy with what happened to the Bills Dolphins. And I might
Very.
add, I thought the Bills were going to win. I'm on record with Alex saying the Bills are going to win. I didn't say I'm scared of. I didn't say the real reason, which was I'm scared of Brooke for saying that the Dolphins might win.
Yes, you should be.
Again, I'm old. I'm married, so I've learned, and my wife's blonde, so I've learned to be respectful of a blonde woman when she's
Appreciate it.
very, very opinionated about something. But I'll admit I sunk a lot of my Pick-6 lineups by adding in a Josh Allen interception because he's great, but he throws interceptions and he didn't. So there's one that was a 5 out of 6 that would have won a lot more if I just didn't have that Josh Allen interception in there. There's a few other ones. So that's why especially when you have all these games to choose from, I try to shy away from that like, oh yeah, that one thing is going to happen because it happens so often because it can sink your lineup. Whereas
Yes.
if three picks are all kind of very correlated, like it's good to lose all or win all. That's what you want. So with this main slate, keep it all correlated as much as possible. At the bare minimum, I'll do like quarterback, 2 wide receivers, same stat, like yards, and then do another quarterback, 2 wide receivers. That's fine. That's just basically 2 correlations. But I'll even try to mix it up some more sometimes and have even more like 1 correlation if I can.
So, is there a one game that you are zeroing in on this week?
I wouldn't say there's one game. For example, I do have picks across all games, but some games you can correlate a little bit better than others.
Mm-hmm.
For
What's that
example,
game for you this week?
like where was it? Like the easiest one to go to is the 49ers game, right? We saw what
Okay.
happened when Jordan Mason ran a lot. Purdy didn't throw much. Ayuk and Kittle were left out in the dust. You can go that correlation again, but I actually kind of like going the other way, which is Purdy over yards, Kittle and Ayuk over yards, Jordan Mason under rushing yards. So that gives you 4 picks right there. And then if you want to say, well, they're throwing it because Minnesota's scoring, you can either do like the overs on Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold. You can even maybe throw just an Aaron Jones anytime TD in there as like would make a pick 5 essentially. So that's one way you could just correlate one game into a pick 6. The other game I like to do that would be like the Lions game.
All right.
So here's the interesting
Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah. So the thing about the Lions is, David Montgomery is going to be used if they're winning, and
Absolutely.
they're probably if he's running the ground, they're not throwing the ball. So one thing you could do is a Goff, over with like Laporta over or Amon-Ra over and Montgomery under, or you could kind of go with the beatdown approach, which is Montgomery over and then like Baker Mayfield under, Godwin and Evans under, stuff like that. So that's the way you kind of like. There's certain teams where if they get ahead a lot or behind a lot, how they're using their running backs and their quarterbacks.
Right.
Some others, it's a little iffy. I don't really know. But some teams, it's really clean to like really correlate that one game a lot.
I like it. Are you going heavy on quarterbacks this week? Wide receivers? Who showed out for you the first week?
I mean, I generally like to have I generally have like a quarterback when I'm, correlating with the wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have like a quarterback or two in every single one of mine, but I don't ever use a quarterback like just alone. Like generally he needs to be with a wide receiver or something like that. An example, like another one I kind of like is like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Like I feel like they're very, inversely correlated. Like
Right.
Lamar Jackson under passing yards, Derrick Henry over rushing yards. Or you could go the other way around, depending on what you think is going to happen.
I think I'd go that
And
way.
whatever way you go with Lamar Jackson, you go the same way with a couple of his wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
There's some quarterbacks I like a little bit better in terms of correlation, but there's some quarterbacks I just like better in terms of like their pick-6 line, because there's just something about me that loves to dumpster dive. I don't know, Brooke. Do you have any dumpster quarterbacks in this first set of games that you like? Because I got a few.
Oh, I took Anthony Richardson over 48.5 rush yards.
Uh-huh.
And
So
then I'm
you like him
going,
to run.
what?
So you think he's going to be running a lot?
I mean, I'm just going with it. Yes. I'm taking my picks here. Of course, I had Josh Allen, but that game's over now. I went with him. I actually went with him under receiving or passing yards. And then I went with, why am I blanking? James Cook over rush yards. And that one hit.
Is like I'm always all about James Cook for everything. And I did have James Cook a lot in pick-6. Always pretty much over. And like I took him out of this one showdown lineup where he was captain and I would have won. Like there's something
Don't ever take James Cook out.
Well, I mean, I went from like captain to like normal Flexville, but that like changed the rest of my lineup to like be no good, no bueno, and it's okay. Like I had so much James Cook in best ball. Like I just like the big James. Like I'm like the quiet James Cook fanboy out there, Like,
Mm-hmm.
but that game should have been so magical for me. But the thing is, Brooke, when I was on that show with Alex and I said I like the Bills, I didn't say the real reason I like the Bills, which is I'm afraid of you. And I think that's what hurts me. If I admitted to our audience that I was really rooting for the Bills SmackDown because I was afraid of Brooke and going against
Yes.
then I would have like made my lineup good. But because I didn't admit to it, I tinkered with it, and that's what screwed me.
I think this year, just bet on the Bills.
You have to be honest with the DFS gods when you're doing this sort of thing.
Yes, exactly.
And
I'm also like,
when you lose, you need to be honest with yourself too. Like, did you lose because of bad luck? Did you lose because you just made your lineups wrong? Or did you lose just because you're just wrong? And honestly, it's okay to lose because of bad luck and to lose because you're wrong. What you don't want to do is be losing because you correlate your lineups wrong. And there's an easy way to check on that, and that's to see how many times you go 0-6 or 1-5, because that's good. Or if you go 3-3, it should be because you did a quarterback and 2 wide receivers, and one of them hits, and a quarterback and 2 wide receivers, and one of them didn't hit. That's fine. You don't want to be going like 2-4 and 4-2, and you don't really and like just whatever. Like that's really what you want to avoid in Pick-6. You really want the extreme because you get paid just as much for 0-6 as you do for 4-2.
I like it. So
and
what is your
thing about me is I'm good with losing. I just like last week I had lots of 1-5s. I mean, I was just a big time loser, but that's just I didn't have to worry about it. Like I was all over Jacoby Brissett overpassing.
You were.
And guess what I am again today? I don't learn my lessons totally.
No.
I mean, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be throwing a little bit because they just won't come out smacking down the Seahawks like they did to the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he has to throw a little bit.
Hoping. You keep hoping. What is your like one that is like going to hit this week that you are banking on? Like this is my winner. Give me that one. Let our audience know, and let's ride with that.
I definitely have a favorite line, and that's the Lad McConkey more than 43.5 reception yards. All right, let's see if I can share my screen a little bit here so I can show it.
Yeah, give us all like we need
it's
to
like
bang
your Boomer TwoGun can know how to use a whatever this thing is called a video.
I'm loving it.
Did I do it right? All right.
Okay. We're up.
With Atlas, he has to always do this because he's like just doesn't know how to use computers yet. He grew up
taking on 2 roles today.
Like, what's it called? I don't know. And when I was in school, we had the abacus. Did you have an abacus, Brooke?
No.
Eventually, we had a scientific calculator. Did you ever have those?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay. So, all right. So maybe we're not like totally different, civilizations.
There you go. We're somewhere on the same way.
My skills are like unbeatable. So, anyways, let's go click on this Chargers game because everyone in this, I think, in general, I actually like this game more than most people. I just think we don't really. I like McConkey over. I like Herbert over. You could correlate this game is just like this right here. This would be a pick 4. You're basically saying you're saying it's kind of a shootout, but the lines are so low, you're really not asking for that much. But I think McConkey is, Josh Palmer's probably going to play, but I don't even think they have him up here. Oh, I guess they put him up. You can see, like, I like McConkey more than Josh Palmer, but I still like Josh Palmer. So you can see how you just kind of you right now have a pick 5. Herbert just got thrown over 200 yards, and these are his 2 best receivers. So if he gets there, he's probably going to be getting it to McConkey and Palmer, especially McConkey, because I think McConkey's kind of their new Keenan Allen. And honestly, like Bryce Young did terribly last week, but maybe this Saints defense is just really good. They were pretty good last year, and maybe the Carolinas came out bad. Everyone's like counting them out. I talked about in my articles how I like Carolina as a bet this week. I'm using Carolina a lot in those sports betting contests I'm in. So 183.5 passing yards just isn't that much. And Deontay Johnson's his main target. So, I mean, these are all the sort of like garbage picks that I talked about liking. I would
We'll
say
take some garbage picks. They still win us money.
that's right, and that's the key. Is that when it's not like when you go to the bank, like they said, did you win this off of like garbage, stupid picks, or is this like you win this off of real ideas?
They're not asking.
Because it's
They're
good
just
because
saying,
if they
show me the
actually
money.
ever like flooded my house and my street, okay, I can tell you that they'd be like, "What? This was one off of backup quarterbacks and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, what are we doing here? We don't want to touch this. No, it doesn't matter. So, and it's one of those things where I don't think other people are making this picks. So, if my picks are right, that's great. It just depends on what other people do in terms of the payout. Like, with the 49ers game, everyone was going Debo over by the end there. So the fact that he went under and he went under by like a yard, that really helped my payout get a lot higher. The average payout's around 20x, but when the chalk all busts, you can get like a 50x or 60x. It's just hard to guess more on this like Sunday main, so I try not to focus on that. That's more of a focus on the island games. But the good thing is when you're messing with the Deontay Johnsons and the Bryce Youngs of the world, no one else is doing that besides me.
Yeah.
So if everyone else's ideas just happen to be bad that week, you might get a good payout. It's a positive way to be different. Instead of being different by hating on others, you're just like, this is what I like. You do your thing, I do my thing, and like I kind of secretly hope your thing sucks and you're wrong, but I'm not going to go against it directly. That's basically what I'm doing on these Pick-6 main slates.
I like it. So what is your main strategy?
I am hitting on Jordan Mason. I'm taking his rushing under. Everyone just thinks he's like the new gift from God, like. And I hope he does well in the NFL. Like I wish no ill will, but I think this Vikings team's better than people expect. I think they're going to put up a fight. They're not going to just let him run down the throat like the Jets did. And I think the Jets are just kind of terrible.
Oh, hot take! You heard it here first.
Yeah, hot take from an old man. Like, there's something about these quarterbacks. Like, they get to a certain there's like that one season where they just go downhill. Like, I was playing DFS back in 2013 when Peyton Manning was throwing for 400 yards. I'm guessing you were like 3 years old or something like that. I don't know. Like
I was there. I was watching.
You're watching there from the crib or whatever, right? Anyways, by 2016 or when they won the Super Bowl, when they won the Super Bowl, he like barely could throw the ball. It was all their defense. There's just that one season where the quarterback just kind of like goes from great to like dust. And I hate to say it because I'm old myself, but I understand that about us old guys. Like, there's just that time where it just clicks. We're like, nope, can't do it anymore. And I kind of think Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins maybe just kind of there. So
got to make room for Josh Allen's, for Patrick Mahomes. These new guys are coming in. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, the ayahuasca's not working.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes the nice thing about the old guys is like at DFS, like they'll just throw the ball like Tom Brady in his last season. Like I won like 700K one week when like my whole thought process was Tom Brady's going to throw the ball. And I picked him and Mike Evans, and Tom Brady threw the ball like 60 times because he's just like, F it, this is my last time. Like, I'm throwing the damn ball. We're not quite there yet, maybe with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe by the end of the season, if the Jets are like kind of near out of the playoffs, like Aaron Rodgers will be like, I'm throwing the ball. I don't give a fuck.
No, thank you.
Yeah, like
I'd rather him not.
No, thank you. You got the rest of your life to do well. Like, I am throwing the ball.
You've had your time, Aaron Rodgers. Go away.
But from a pure football standpoint, like, and I don't really know what my point is there, other than that the other team can maybe just run the ball against the Jets, which is actually kind of why I like Kenny Pollard this week. But it's not really a great correlation with. I mean, I guess you could correlate it with. No, you can't really correlate it that well. Like the other team's running back isn't the best of correlation, especially as a pass catching running back. I mean, you could correlate it with maybe Aaron Rodgers over if they can like he's gonna have to throw the ball because they're behind, or you could correlate it actually with Breece Hall under rushing yards is actually the best correlation. Like if you really like one running back, correlate it with the other running back the other way, like your running back over, the other running back under.
So is that kind of your main strategy going into week 2, or give us the strategy? What should we be
The
playing
strategy
this week?
is correlation. Like,
Correlation.
have one or two stories in each lineup, and that's it. Don't just
All
be
right.
like, I like this line, I like that line, I like this line, I like that line. No. Be like, I like this correlation, I like this story, and I like that story. That's it. And honestly, when you can, max out the number of picks with your story and then quit. Like, if you can only get to 5 without introducing another element, then just do 5.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get to 6, do 6. Because I think most people aren't thinking that way, and they're just picking 6 random things, and they're going to not be correlating as well as you do. So it's just one big correlation dance at this early in Pick-6 lifestyle or whatever.
The Pick-6 party has a correlation dance.
That's my Pick-6 party. It's like like we correlate a Pick-6 party, and y'all just do your own thing, whatever.
Well, we need to go out on that one. Let the people think about their correlation. Take your best picks. Good luck to everyone today. Week 2, Pick-6 party. Two Gun, thank you. Thank you for giving us some wins. I hope I can win with you today.